Before Twitter, before Facebook, I was an African-American columnist at a Florida newspaper, and this is my story. My picture appeared in the newspaper next to my column, and as the first African-American columnist at the newspaper, mine was the face of African-Americans. My name is Michelle Ferrier, and I'm the founder of Trollbusters, a site designed to provide just-in-time rescue services for victims of online harassment. The idea is to be able to bombard the stream with positive messaging, creating a hedge of protection around these women. My first column, and many of my columns, dealt with my personal life. It was a window into my world. The first column dealt with the Columbia shuttle explosion and the reaction of my children as we watched the screen, trying to understand what was happening. My last column dealt with President Obama and his upcoming inauguration and the effect on Black people across America, and talked about the column as a place of bringing people of diversity together. However, 3 years of the 6 years that I was a columnist, I received hate mail, specifically hate mail from one particular person that sent me mail every couple of months, a little terrorist bomb dropped into my life. And I began to understand that this was an organized activity designed to shut down the voices of diverse people in the newspaper and online, and to shut down what I was doing with my column, which was bringing people together in a way that changed their lives. I began to disguise myself with wigs. I learned how to shoot a gun and carry a gun wherever I went. My children had cell phones before anyone else. The police patrolled my home and my neighborhood to try and protect us from what was happening. But I went to every agency I could find, from the NABJ to SBJ to the Southern Poverty Law Center, FBI. Nobody would hear my story. Nobody would help me. No one would help me find this person until I reached the Committee to Protect Journalists, the people that help people who've been killed and are hostages in other countries. They finally took my letter to the Department of Justice to try and get somebody to investigate this case. Nothing happened. Online, we see the same type of activity happening that happened to me at the Daytona Beach News Journal. It's a risky business. 88% of journalists believe that they are the target of violence, and it's increased over the past 10 years. Online harassment is a general problem. 40% of people say they've experienced online harassment. Women in particular, people of color, trans people are all targets of online harassment designed to shut down people's voices. Twitter in particular, we see attacks that are not just, oh, you're fat and I don't like your dress, but these are attacks that threaten women with rape, with death, with doxing, with swatting, where teams come to their home to try and terrorize them both online and offline with this kind of activity. These are women whose voices are being shut out of journalism, as my voice was shut out of journalism as I fled from my work as a columnist into academia to try and save my family and my life. Indy news publishers who are going online, 1 and 2 people operations, they deal with this kind of hate every day. They have to do this on top of the work that they do to report what's happening in our communities. It takes time, it takes energy. Lori Penny says women's opinions are the short skirt of the internet, that somehow because we have an opinion, we deserve what we've gotten online. I think that's wrong. I think we need to understand that this is a problem. This is a problem because the graduates of our journalism and mass communications program, 60 to 70% of them are women. If you don't think this is a problem now, it will be as that number continues to increase as men find opportunities elsewhere. This is not the mythology of the single teen boy that has a problem with self-esteem. This is organized hate online, smart mobs that know what they're doing, trying to subvert people's voices and silence the diverse voices online. We have a responsibility as journalists to help create spaces that protect this kind of discourse, to be able to help people persist online, tell their stories, and bring the richest of the United States to the fore. I believe that trolls don't like love. That in order to fight hate, we can use love at the heart of our work through positive messaging, through the work that we can do to create a community that welcomes diversity online, offline, and in our journalism. My name is Michelle Ferrier. I'm the founder of Trollbusters, and thank you for telling my story.